Okay, I've been meaning to do this one for quite some time actually. It's called the chair and table. Now I'm going to try not to actually pull a face this time because YouTube seemed to actually capture the worst face possible I do through the entire video. And then it can be, as in the last one, a source of amusement. But there you go. So, I need a little help with a bottle of port, not a beer this time. I could really do some port at this moment. So this is a chair and table. It's a bit different, to say the least. I think I'll just get into it. Okay, I want to talk about the chair first. It has been constructed to a design. The design obviously varies considerably, as does the material that goes into making the chair. This is all quite obvious. The chair I'm referring to is the chair that goes with the table. You can see it is based upon the number 4, as it has 4 legs that make it a stable structure to sit on. It tends to be based upon the square and the rectangle. Therefore, the chair is a security symbol. If you draw lines joining the legs upon the floor, then mark the centre point, and draw lines from the legs to the centre point within the square, you will have created 4 triangles. I have a diagram for this. There we go. 4 triangles. So the centre part of the chair will be in alignment with your base chakra, and the 4 triangles will represent the 4 directions and the 4 elements, so which is on that diagram. You can see the 4 directions and the 4 elements. The 4 elements have a relationship to 4 aspects of ourselves, represented by the chakras and subtle bodies. So I have a little chart here which lists element, chakra, subtle body, and finally the Botanic solid. Looks in reverse to me. Oh well. So we've got the first element is earth, relationship of the base chakra, the etheric body, which is the one closest to you, the energy body, and the Botanic solid in relationship to that is the hexahedron, which is the cube, 6 sides. Next element is water, which relationship to the sacral chakra, the emotional body, and the Botanic solid is the icosahedron, which is 20 triangles. Then we've got the element of air, relationship to the solar plexus, which is the lower mental body, and the Botanic solid is the octahedron, 8 faces. And finally, fire. The chakra is the heart. Subtle body is the causal body of the soul, and the Botanic solid is the tetrahedron. So a chair relates to all these aspects. I've also related the Botanic solids for your interest. Sit on a chair and you will realise that all these things can be brought together when you become still. You could take a breath to bring about this stability. So I'm sitting in a chair at the moment. This chair represents 4 directions, but you move in 6 directions, side to side, forwards and backwards, up and down. So when you sit upon the chair, you are going down, and when you stand, you are going up. So this is the diagram of the 6 directions. The number 6. Join the lines to create an octahedron, which, as quoted before, is the element of air, which relates to movement and mental mind. That's what it says, fluidity of movement. So when sitting on a chair, contemplate your movement through life. A chair gives you the opportunity to create this movement. Now a chair has a back to it. This is there to support you. So the spine is in alignment with the earth, enabling energy to flow through the etheric body to bring about regeneration. The chair also brings you to a stop. So use the chair to your benefit. Sit up straight. Take 3 slow breaths. To bring yourself into balance. Your muscles will relax and you will come to a stillness. The chair is a design, man-made. Where did the design come from? You could say it came out of a necessity for the need to sit down. What is that need to sit down? Yes, because you may be tired. There is normally more than one chair. It has been created so more than one person can sit together. The chair I've been talking about is a dining chair, but it can also refer to any chair that is involved in bringing more than one person together. Sitting on the floor, that's another matter, because for this discussion there is a table. But the chair can be used without the table, as in a group meeting, specifically of a spiritual nature, where the floor and the space are very important, as that will be the centre point of the group, especially if they are sitting in a circle. I'm referring to this in the sacred geometric sense. This is just another take on the meaning of sitting in a circle. Yes, you can form geometric shapes, depending upon how many people are present. It is not necessary to do that now, as the group itself will form energetic geometries without erecting them physically. Yes, energy is also geometric in nature, something to consider as I move onto the table. We've seen the value of a chair. A chair is whatever people sit around for whatever reason, from business to leisure to dining. A table can be many shapes, and again, we can consider geometries with the shape of a table. They are normally symmetrical in nature. Its function is to be a space for items to be placed upon it. Again, it is a design. Table and chairs create a meeting place. Whatever is put upon the table is contained by the table within its surface area. It supports whatever is placed upon it. The height of a table and a chair are relative to each other regarding the human form. Who knows who created the first table and chair? I would imagine the chair came first, then the table. When people sit around a table for whatever reason, they enter into a conversation. Now the example I'm going to give you insight from is the evening meal when the family sits down and eats together. Of course, there will be conversations, and according to the quality of conversation will be the energy exchange. I shall repeat that one. According to the quality of conversation will be the energy exchange. Because it is through sound, there will be a consciousness involved here. Some sound will not carry what is known as consciousness at all in that sense. So the sounds of a conversation carry certain vibrations. The words themselves carry vibrations, and certain words carry the consciousness of that word. String so many of these words together, they will have a positive effect on all those who are listening. Because, through the sense of hearing, the sound is carried directly to the brain, it will have an effect upon the brain itself and its memory. Now, the words that carry consciousness will start to eliminate negative word suggestions that may be present and start to transform the thinking. The reverse can be the case. If you are influenced by words that carry consciousness, then you will not resonate with the words that do not. If you have never been supplied with enough words that carry consciousness, then you will not know the difference. Continued lack of consciousness in life produces a state of unknowing. A lack of awareness of how word can affect people through energetic interaction. Words without consciousness carry a different energy. The energy, or I should say the force, of glamour and illusion. Keeps the person in the lower levels of experience, perpetuates the state of unknowing. Now, there are words that could be considered neutral. They link words together, so they will carry the energy of the other words. The expression of the words and the level of sound can change these words into a positive energy effect or a negative energy effect. Remember, all this produces an energy of some description that will have an effect upon the aura and the chakras, and also the physical body. I have mentioned hearing. The next sense is touch. That is what you feel. You can feel the energy of the words. There is touch upon touch, for example, holding somebody's hand. The third sense here is sight. This registers an expression and can concern eye-to-eye contact. Also regarding this is mannerism, the movement of the body connected with the expression. So the expression and mannerisms, the tone of the voice, and the content of word will depend upon what the person is trying to get across. The same words can be said in so many ways. Bearing all this in mind, we will enter into a situation and then analyse certain aspects presented. The results that could occur. This is not meant to offend anybody. It is just bringing an awareness to what I have presented and maybe increase your awareness into certain situations. I will pull no punches. I'm trying to get the message across. So, let's take a family situation. This is a day in the week. I have chosen random names. The table has been set. Laura has nearly finished cooking the evening meal. She was slightly stressed and rushing to get things done. Negative thoughts were going through her head. She was preparing the food. A bad day at work, and Emily's teacher had had a word with her. Here's the stress. Okay, and here comes the dialogue. Mummy, what is it? Called out Laura. I want to explain something. You'll have to wait, I am busy. Laura was also texting with a friend. But it can't wait, replied Emily. Laura shouted back, I told you I am busy. Have you done your homework? No, was the response. Oh, just get on with it. Dinner is nearly ready. Have you washed your hands? No, Mummy. Go and wash them then. There was a silence. Oscar was keeping his head down, but he didn't go unnoticed. Oscar called out, Laura, have you done your homework? No, was the reply. I told you to finish your homework before dinner was ready. If you don't, I won't take you to the play place tomorrow. If it carries on, you won't get your pocket money. In walked Matt, face of gloom. That was a terrible day, he said. Not as bad as mine, replied Laura. Go and help the children with their homework. Do I have to? I'm really tired. You're always tired, replied Laura. Go and help them. Matt walked to the children. Laura went back to her phone to text a message to her friend. Matt made a token gesture of helping them and started to text on his phone. Children used that as an opportunity to do nothing. They had been at school all day and didn't want to be bothered. Daddy, can I have some strawberries? Asked Emily. No, you can't. Dinner is almost ready. Please, I would really like some. I said, no, you can't. You won't eat your dinner. Come and get on with your homework. I'm not doing it, said Oscar. I want to play with my barnacles. Matt put his head in his hands. Look, I've had a crap day. Will you please do your homework, Oscar? What does crap mean, Daddy? Not very nice, was the reply. Dinner's ready, shouted Laura. Thank God for that, thought Matt. They gathered around the table and they all sat upon a chair. This now is a meeting place. Laura spotted something. Take that off the table, Oscar. But it's the Skull Warrior. I don't care what it is. It doesn't belong here. Now I want you two to eat properly with your knife and fork. I don't want any excuses for not eating your dinner. Emily coughed. Put your hand over your mouth, Emily. I wonder why she coughed. I've given you two children extra veg tonight to make up for last night. Did you eat the fruit I gave you for school? Yes, we did, came the replies. You have to have a balanced diet. Not sure you have one, Laura. You have to fit in with this too, Matt. You have to set an example to the children. Great, thought Matt. He tried to redirect the conversation. What sort of day did you have, Laura? It's been terrible, she replied. No thanks to you. What have I done this time? The problem is what you haven't done. Come on now, eat some more of your dinner, she addressed the children. Emily coughed again and quickly put her hand over her mouth. My friend told me what you said to her, Matt. Considering the problems she has, you were so insensitive. Don't know what you mean, replied Matt. This is not for the children. She leant over and whispered in his ear. I didn't mean it that way, replied Matt. Well, you really upset her. There was a noise. Emily had dropped her fork with food on it. Are you and Daddy going to argue again tonight? Asked Oscar. Pick that fork up, Emily, and get another one. And eat a few more of your carrots. Emily started to cry. I've got a headache, Mummy. Not surprising, really. It's really getting to her. Laura had told them she had given them extra veg to make up for the night before. Definitely is not intelligent. I don't think I need to explain why. Also, she referred to the fruit. All this is to do with mass consciousness and what is good for people to eat in a day. Yes, it is valid. It is not to be enforced because the body itself knows what it needs. It's worth giving it some thought. Oh, this is analysing what's gone on a little bit. Laura is on a health kick, and yet she doesn't realise how unhealthy her words are. Laura directed the conversation to Matt, who tried to redirect it to his cost. Things are not very peaceful. Laura informs Matt of the problem, then Emily drops her fork. Now, most people will not link the two. Emily is a sensitive child, and the energies present are affecting her, so she dropped the fork. Laura is totally oblivious to this and tells Emily to get another one and to eat more carrots. Emily then starts to cry and says she has a headache. which is not surprising considering what has been happening at the dinner table and her rejection by Laura earlier. Laura, being totally insensitive, announces that it happens at this time every day and suggests the doctor and going to bed earlier as Emily has exams tomorrow. Can you see the problem here? Exams are also stressing Emily, along with the energetic interactions at the dinner table. Oscar is more resilient and rebellious. He is older and announces he could miss the exams. That situation was given over to Matt to deal with. He actually just wants a peaceful life, really. I've written this presentation to bring awareness into what could be happening on an energetic level that manifests physical results. Incidentally, Matt ended up with indigestion. Emily shed more tears. She didn't want to go to bed early because she wanted to play with her dolls. Oscar went back to playing with his barnacles, and Laura continued texting her friend, ending up with a painful neck, a worse attitude, and pressure on top of her head. And that's it, really.